So this is the Ducati Darmah rear brake master cylinder. As you can see, I've taken the lever arm off, all the caps off, all the bolts off, all the pins off, and now we need to take out the actual piston that runs inside the cylinder so that we can actually replace it with a service part. The problem with this brake was when you pressed it, very spongy, and it was still losing pressure, so hence the seals are gone. Now, unlike anyone else, Ducati have what they call an expansion ring that holds this actually in rather than a circlip or anything else. So basically all you do is take all the parts off it and stick this in a vise. Find a suitable drift. In this case I'm just using a 4mm, 5mm masonry drill. Give it a sharp tap and it comes out, and there it is. Complete thing. You can see you've got the spring, you've got your piston, got the seals on the piston. That's the expansion ring that holds it all in, and this is the seal on the end, which is the gator seal, but this one's pretty pressure, you can see, hence why it's stopped working. This is it laid out on the bench. You have this rubber which sits in the spring at the top, and all this goes inside. Okay, so now we need to order a new one, and this comes a complete part from Brembo, and then we'll install it and see if the brakes are any better. This is the Brembo kit, 11027390 master cylinder. Here's all the new parts. All we've got to do now is rebuild and fit it all back in the cylinder, and then we need to push the locking ring in. So that goes in first, and this goes in behind it, and then you need something to push the locking ring in. I have this socket here which fits very neatly, and that allows me to just push it in, and that locks in the piston in the master cylinder. So it's always a good idea to lubricate all the parts with a bit of .4 brake fluid before you put them in, just to make sure that it all slides. So it's all nice and clean, all ready for the reassembly. So it's all set up, ready to go in. If you roll this around slightly, that should help it to bed the seals in as they start to go in. Okay, just need to make sure that you put the ring on correctly before you slide it in, and that's so the slightly wider edge is facing outwards. Okay, this is the setup, and now we're just going to slide it all in with this and lock the ring in. Don't know if you can see that, but just with using the vise, just squeeze it in, and now that's all locked in place. All done, all working. Now just reassemble it with the lever arm. Don't forget to use the supplied Brembo grease on all the moving parts before you reassemble them all. And there's the master cylinder reassembled, all working. So all we need to do now is to reinstall it, fill it up with brake fluid, prime the system, and that's it all done. Thanks for watching the vid.